I think the only part that's making me happy right now, the only good thing about this, is that I'm wearing pineapple shorts.
We are Shelby and Woody. We met in 2015 and immediately discovered our shared passion for travel and adventure. We've cruised the Bahamas, rode a train through Alaska, and even got engaged in Hawaii. After stumbling upon a van life video on YouTube, we loved the idea but considered it a pipe dream.
4x4 Sprinter van, and unfortunately it's sold.
Well, as you can see, with a lot of hard work and perseverance, that pipe dream is becoming a reality.
What came today?
Please consider subscribing so you can follow along on our journey while we build out a van, travel the world, and Encompass Adventure.
Hey guys, good afternoon. So, we have a problem. If you look right here, see how much our window frame is sticking out from the wall? Well, if we meander on over to this side, we already took this board off. It's not sticking out that much on that side because we did not account for our bubble of a van being smaller on this side than that side, and we're trying to figure out how to fix this because we don't want the window sill, like we don't want this to be smaller, tapered in over here than over here. But what sucks is we had all of this covered and all the wall in, and we were super excited, and now we have to pull all this off. One, we nailed it in, so now we're gonna have more nail holes, and two, we really don't want to break this when we pull it off because this took days to get this color and texture and the exact cuts and everything. So we're thinking at the very least we're gonna put like some maybe 5mm bit back here to cover these holes, because that's another problem that we have. You can actually see the skin of the van down there, and right there, see, that's the sound deadener, that shiny silver stuff. So there's nothing like getting all excited about finishing a part on the van to realize that you have to take it all apart. And then on this window, this one's not that bad. It's actually pretty flush all the way around, which is awesome. Except for right here, there was nothing to attach this board to on the other side that attaches to the other side of the van. And we were gonna leave it like this and just put some trim around it, but then we noticed this. More sound deadener, because we didn't think to put anything right here, and we need to put something back here. There's also a gap. I can stick my finger in there, and that's not good. So we're going to take this wall off too, which really sucks. But you know, if we're spending this much time and effort and money on the van, we might as well do it right. And as much as it sucks, if we have to knock on wood, if we have to remake some of these side paneling pieces, then I guess that's just what we're gonna have to do. But we want it done right the first time, so let's get started. First window frame is out, sadly. Alright, so what we're doing to make the ring, we're gonna make the ring around this lip. I don't know if you can see that very well, but right around this lip all the way around. And so we're gonna measure from here to here, and then from here to here, and then we're gonna use this to mark the corners. We just found some circle things to see what best matched this rounded corner, and we're gonna give that a go and see how it works. So first we're gonna make a cardboard template because we don't want to mess up the 5mm. Alright, we have our first cardboard template. You know, I think the only part that's making me happy right now, the only good thing about this, is said I'm wearing pineapple shorts.
It's really
Anyway,
hard to see because the shade, sorry.
Let's see if this fits. Wow. A little bit, needs a little bit trimmed off right here, but like, look at these corners.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. It just needs a little bit trimmed off the top.
Okay. So my suggestion would be to cut that out of the wood and then cut a little bit, just a little higher on the top.
Okay. So now we're going to run it through the table saw, so there's about 2 inches on each side. Okay. After cutting it to the right size, you can see it kind of got torn up a little bit. And lots of sanding on the corners. Pretty sure I got it to fit. Perfect. Awesome. So that solves problem 1 of how I showed you in the beginning the corners were showing. We're obviously going to sand this and paint this. So now the next problem to solve is the frame. So if you'll see right here how much the frame sticks out, and then on this side it doesn't stick out that much. It's literally millimeters, but I can tell, like, and the screw's showing right here, and we don't want that. If I put my finger here and put it here. So we need to figure out a way to make this taper with the van, but also not take away the size of the windowsill. So I think what I'm gonna do is try to, I think this side, you can kind of tell it tapers up just a little bit like this, like the van does, but this side doesn't as much. So we're gonna start with that, just tapering this up a little bit and then go from there. Okay, you guys, I think we're gonna call it a night. Really quickly, I wanted to show you the progress that we made. So this is that outside ring right here that's gonna go against the skin of the van, and then these are the disassembled pieces of the window frame. Just threw a coat of paint on there. We're gonna let them dry and then we'll pick this up tomorrow. Good evening. It's day 2 of trying to fix our window frames and our windows, and it's kind of late. It's 6:52 and we just needed to, we wanted to do a little bit of work on this before the night. And I guess we worked all day. It's Friday.
The night is young.
What are you singing there? So right now what we're doing is I have all of this painted. This is for the smaller bunk window. Probably going to do another coat. And now we're working on the bigger window. Woody has the stencil, and we luckily had some 5mm left over from our sub ceiling up there. Perfect size. Already painted.
Meant to be.
Meant to
Like
be.
me and you.
Just like us, babe.
Oh God. But. All right, pencil.
Do you want me to do that?
No.
Are you sure?
No. The night is young. And you're so beautiful.
Thanks, sweetie.
You know what movie that's from? Comment down below.
I don't even know what movie that's from. Woody always has random songs that he's singing. What is this, an Herbal Essences commercial?
That's for Justin.
So now we're just going to trim the edges. Now we're gonna trim the edges. Trim, triminy, trim, triminy, trim, trim, chiroo. It's actually Chim Chimney. Name what movie that's from. Do you know?
Nope.
Ha, who's uncultured now?
Still you.
Mister, I've never even seen The Goonies?
I haven't seen the Goonies.
Disappointment.
No, that's me.
No, you're not a disappointment. Oh. Babe, you can't just shut me up by turning the saw on. You're not a disappointment. I feel like that.
You guys see what she has to deal with?
First of all, I feel like that's a safety hazard. Second of all, you're not a disappointment. It's a disappointment that you were deprived of the wonderful movie called The Goonies. So we're gonna use the miter saw to cut the edges because the circular saw really tore up the last one. It doesn't go out far enough, obviously, so at least we'll have a starter spot to drop the blade of the circular saw in. There we go, at least we have a starter hole. And we can drop the circular saw in and make a straight edge. So because we had to make the frame piece on the window smaller, now we're making the actual square frame smaller as well. So we took the existing frame, took it apart, and we're just cutting a little bit off to make it fit the window. Good morning. Today is day 3, I think, of fixing the windows. And today we have some helpers. Say hi, boys.
Hi, boys. Oh. Hello.
Well, we'll see how much they help. What we're doing right now is gluing a little like back around the window because we have to put that white frame on this lip. And there was a gap in between the window and the van skin. So we're just putting this here to fill that gap. And Woody's clamping it down. We use that Gorilla Glue that we use on the floors. Where is it?
Javen
You
has
have it? It's super, super strong.
Like me.
Like you, babe.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna put a second coat on these actual window frames that we built. This one's for the smaller bunk window. Painted those last night. And then this is for the bigger window. So I'm gonna get to painting those. Yay, the small frame is redone and we just put a little bit of wood glue right there and we're reassembling it. All right, so we just dry fit this window frame that we put back together in the bunk window. And now we're going to take some wood filler and fill all these screw holes right here and then sand and paint them and then put it all back together inside the van. Okay, I put wood filler in all the corners that needed it. It was my first time using wood filler, so it's a little amateur looking. And I didn't wait for it to fully dry and I painted it, which probably should have done, but I'm impatient. These back holes are gonna be covered so you won't even see them. So once that dries, it's ready to put back in the van and put at least this back bunk window back together.
What you doing?
Well, what I'm doing now is spreading glue around the outside here, and then I'm going to do on the bottom of the window frame. And we're going to stick this to it, and then we're going to attach the actual frame to that. If that makes sense. What would you call that, like a backboard or something?
Just a backing, yeah.
So we're almost done with this bunk window, which is nice because it's hot as crap. It's like what, 100 right now here in Utah?
it is, if my calculations are correct, exactly 100 degrees.
Oh wow,
Good job.
For those of you watching, or for those of you building out a van, would you rather build out a van in 100-degree weather or build out a van in the winter time in like 20-degree weather? Comment down below, let me know.
Keep in mind, in the hot weather, there are flies everywhere.
Yeah, we've done both so far, and I thought this would be easier, but I just get so lethargic doing this. I think I'd rather it be like 40-degree weather, but you know.
Spring and fall, babe. Spring and fall.
Yeah. Beggars can't be choosers. Okay, I have the glue on the perimeter, and it's time to put the backing on.
Got a little itch on your nose?
No, I'm sweating.
Oh. Why?
It's so gross. It's so hot. I hate sweating. Okay. Come on. Oh, what a terrible noise.
That sounds great. Good job.
Yay, now we need to clamp this down. Okay, well this one is clamped down. We have this little rig going on to put pressure on these little pieces of wood. We had to put these pieces of wood around, so when we put the backing here, it has something to lay against or grip to. So when that glue dries, then we're going to put the backing on this one, the frame back on that one, the walls back up, and then the back window's good. And then we're going to have to do the same for this side. A lot of work to fix this, but you know, like I said earlier, we want it done right. Well guys, it's the next day. It's Sunday morning and it's earlier than we normally start. It's 8:11. I've actually been up since 6:30. We did a cute little backyard camp out with the kids last night and a movie night with the projectors. So I tried to get Woody up, but he's still sleeping. The kids are still sleeping. So I'm gonna try to get started because I really wanna beat the heat and just work on this a little bit today before it gets too hot. So I don't really know where to start or what to do. I think what I'm gonna start with is unscrewing these little screws that we put on this little support to hold in those other support pieces of wood that backboard for the frame is going to go on. So I'll start there. Nice. Okay, next I'm going to sand this little piece right here. See how that little lip is poking out? I'm going to try to sand it down a little bit. I put some tape on the window so it doesn't scratch the metal, and then some cardboard down here to try to avoid some of the dust from falling down, but I won't be able to get all of it. So we'll see how well I can get that sanded down. Well, that's not going to work until we can take this other piece off. Might not even work after that. Alright, so I've moved on to the back window because I'm not quite sure how to tackle that front one. But this is ready to be reattached to this. We took all the clamps off last night that was clamping this down. This is on pretty steadily. That glue is amazing. And now we'll have this back piece and the corners won't show, and it'll create more support. So what I'm debating is, I think maybe I should put wood glue on the frame and attach it to this, but I don't know if I should nail it into these supports like we did last time, or if we should screw it in and then wood fill it and sand it. Decisions. Well, 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 look who decided to join us. It's the husband.
Stop it, I have a name.
It's Woody, the husband. So now we're assessing the situation at hand. I feel like it's slightly too small. It doesn't sit flush against this back thing. Well, we decided we're actually going to put 2 nails in each side and call it good. We've pushed it back as far as we can. And although it is like slightly smaller, the bigger issue is that this wood, the way we had to cut it to form to the van, is just not perfect, and we're not going to get it perfect, but this is so much better than it was. Good job. Woody fixed this problem. He shaved this down with, what's that tool called?
It's a multi-tool.
He shaved that down, but he nicked the frame a little bit.
Just a little.
And we don't have, most of this will be covered, so just want to make sure that it's black and doesn't rust. But we didn't have black paint except for nail polish, so when in doubt, use ye old trusty nail polish. I actually learned this trick from my mom. Yay, now it's time to put the walls back on this side because we didn't break any of these side panels.
Is it still tight?
I mean, it's good, I think. It wasn't hard to get in.
Okay.
Woody had to sand down this edge a little bit. Got Javen out here helping.
Yep. Nice. Good.
Good job.
Yeah.
Very nice. Yay, the walls are back up. And our new window frame's back up. Our refurbished window frame. It's not perfect. It's still slightly wider on the top now, on this side, because we just weren't able to push it completely back, but it's so much better than it was. But then we have to do this one, and we're gonna work on this tomorrow because it's getting hot. And we want to go play Minecraft. Yay, let's go! It also helps if it's plugged in. Pro tip. It also helps if the extension cord that you plug it into is plugged in. Extra pro tip.